Yeah, you see, the new old national anthem was the anthem that those of us that are over 50 that we sang in our primary school days. And it was such a good experience, and we are nostalgic about it. And I believe most members of National Assemblies are over 50. But the problem we have now is that we should ask ourselves sincerely as a country, with all the problems that we have, economy, security, is national anthem our problem? Is it the issue? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. Now, when you go through the whole process of lawmaking, the National Assembly has not gone through the proper procedure of public hearing and public consultation before this amendment or this return of the old national anthem. So as for me, I see this national anthem as a National Assembly anthem because they have not consulted with Nigerians. Whatever law you're going to make, there should be a public hearing. Even if we have to change our national anthem, is it to go back to the colonial national anthem, or is it to move forward? I would have expected the President or the National Assembly to open entries for Nigerians and say, we are changing the national anthem, so there should be submission of entries by all Nigerians on what kind of anthem should we use. Young people in their teens and early 20s can come with brilliant idea, which they will say, this is what it is. You sift through, and then now you select from them, and then you say, this is the one which we feel that will energize and spark the spirit of patriotism more than the one we are having in place. And then from there, now this national anthem will have an identity. It's either Diola from Lagos that have sang it, or Abdul Qadir from Sokoto, or Effort from Akwa Ibom. Then we see now, this is the person who has crafted this anthem. And now he become another symbol. Now, you sit down and then you now thought of what do we need to do? Something needs to be done. And then first reading, second reading, third reading. The law has been passed. The president has signed it. What kind of country are we living in? So to me, I believe that if you look at the priorities of this country, just 3 days ago, 160 people in Niger State were kidnapped and are still in the hands of terrorists. A week ago, 50 farmers were slaughtered. And then 2 weeks ago, 30 farmers were slaughtered in Zamfara and Katsina State. And then we are ending the month with a national anthem for which from the first reading to the signing by Mr. President all happened within a jiffy. So I will now say that if we look at the priorities, my expectation with the president, one that has been in trenches, one that has been a pro-democracy campaigner, because we can attribute, the Honorable has said it, appreciating those who fought and struggled for democracy. I appreciate that June 12th is our Democracy Day because many of us went to jail for it. Many of us fought for that. And we see that as our own symbol. But part of the promise and the pledge of June 12th is to restructure the country. And restructuring has been in the front burner of national discourse and conversation. And the expectation is that the president who has been in the trenches in the struggle for democracy, by this time, there should be a template. This is how the nation can be restructured. We have a document of restructuring that has been there, and even if you are talking of 2014 National Reform Conference, there are tons of recommendations. So why only pick one? So as far as I am concerned, I believe this is a misplaced priority.